Pokémon. I have a racial value point system. Chapter 1. The World of Pokémon, Pallet Town in the Kanto region. The legendary cradle of the birth of the people of Super Pallet Town. In a small wooden house at the back of the town, there is an uninvited guest from this world, Xiaofeng, who is the protagonist of this book. In his previous life, Xiaofeng was a social animal, busy in a vicious cycle of going to work and going home every day. Suddenly, it was quite sudden one night, Xiaofeng dragged his tired body back home, thinking that he would go to bed after washing up and going to the toilet. Unexpectedly, when he washed up and went to the toilet, he was forced to pee and escape to the Pokémon world. Xiaofeng thought, others are picked up by special cars or trucks to travel through time, or they travel through time by lightning, which is so classy, but why am I so lame? It's almost the same as pulling, but it's not the same organ. Xiaofeng, who escaped to the Pokémon world to pee, became bald, or no, he became a bald baby. He was picked up by Professor Oak, who was rumored to be Xiaoji's father, and brought back to Hanako, Xiaoji's mother, to feed him. When Xiaofeng was 6 years old, he used the excuse that he wanted to live independently after growing up, and pestered Professor Oak to build a small wooden house for him. As for why he had to live on his own, we have to mention Professor Oak. From time to time, he would go to Aunt Hanako's house to eat and drink under the pretext of visiting Xiaofeng. Xiaofeng considered himself a good socialist youth, and he would not take a single needle or thread from the masses, let alone eat and drink, so he cut off Professor Oak's attempt from the root, dog head. JPG. In the blink of an eye, Xiaofeng was 10 years old. It was the time when every child set out on a trip. The night before the trip, Xiaofeng was excited, his hands were shaking, and he couldn't sleep. Thinking of exploring the unknown world and appreciating the scenery of the journey, he couldn't sleep all night, and the result was that he got the same dark circles as the national treasure. JPG. The next morning, at dawn, Xiaofeng, with dark circles under his eyes, ran out of the house without stopping, ran all the way to the door of Professor Oak's research institute, and knocked hard on the door. Grandpa Damu, open the door. Xiaofeng, it's you. You're here really early. You're the first one to come. Ha. Dr. Oak opened the door and yawned. Grandpa Damu, don't you know there's a saying that goes, the early bird catches the caterpillar? Who said that? How come I don't know? Xiaofeng always says weird things. Dr. Oak said in confusion. This is what Wozniacki said. Grandpa Oak, don't worry about who said it. Just take me to get the Pokémon, please. Put your hands together. JPG. Okay, let's go. Who is Wozniacki? Never mind. Professor Oak turned around and muttered as he walked into the research institute with Xiaofeng. The two of them soon came to the instrument room in the research institute to collect the Pokémons. Standing in front of the instrument with 3 Pokémon balls. Have you decided which Pokémon to choose to travel with you? Professor Oak said. Yes, Grandpa Damu, I already have the elf I want. Xiaofeng suppressed his excitement and said. Okay, Xiaofeng has always been an independent child, so I won't say much. I hope you can treat the elves well, and you will be partners in the future. Dr. Oak said seriously. Of course, Grandpa Oak, I will continue to become stronger with the partners I identify with and become a Pokémon master. Xiaofeng looked at Professor Oak seriously. I feel relieved now. Now let's start the part you are most looking forward to, ha ha ha. Dr. Oak nodded with satisfaction. You must have done your homework on the Pokémon in these 3 Pokéballs. The one with flame pattern is Charmander, the one with water drop pattern is Squirtle, the one with green leaf pattern is Bulbasaur, the one with grass pattern. What is your choice? Professor Oak introduced them one by one. I have made up my mind from the beginning and have never changed it. It is you, Charmander. Xiaofeng's hand was firmly placed on the Pokéball with the flame pattern printed on it. Come out, Charmander. Xiaofeng threw the Pokéball up. Instantly a beam of light shot out from the ball, and a small figure gradually emerged in the light, with a smooth head, a pair of bright big eyes, an orange-red body, a milky white belly, and a long tail burning with a ball of fire. It was Charmander. Hello, Charmander, my name is Xiaofeng. From now on, we are partners. Do you want to travel with me and become stronger together? Xiaofeng squatted down and looked into Charmander's eyes. He stretched out his right hand and placed it in front of Charmander, and said nervously, Li, Li, Li. As if he could feel Xiao Feng's love for him, Charmander squinted his eyes and smiled, placing his hand in Xiao Feng's palm. Ha ha, please give me more advice in the future. Feeling the warmth coming from his palms, Xiaofeng excitedly raised the little dragon high with both hands and laughed happily. Lily. At this time, Professor Oak came over with a package and handed it to Xiaofeng, saying with a smile, Congratulations, Xiaofeng, Charmander, your journey has officially begun now. I look forward to your future, haha. This is my farewell gift to you, a Pokémon illustrated book and 5 empty Pokéballs. I hope you can make more friends. Thank you, Grandpa Oak, I will cherish it. Goodbye, Grandpa Oak, I'm leaving now. Xiaofeng took the Pokémon book and the Pokéball and turned around to wave. Goodbye, and have a good trip. After leaving the Oak Research Institute, the sky turned pale, then slowly turned orange, and finally red. The sun rose, and Xiaofeng's journey began. Go forward in the sunshine, meet new challenges and opportunities, and set off. Xiaofeng and the little fire dragon stepped on the road surrounded by green grass. At this moment, a ding sound stopped Xiaofeng's steps forward. Congratulations to the host for officially embarking on the journey, and the racial points and the myriad world skill system have been successfully activated. Tongzi. Xiaofeng looked puzzled. JPG. Please call me the racial points and the myriad world skill system. I don't know if it's an illusion, but Xiaofeng feels that the system's voice seems a little louder than before. Okay, Tongzi. So, Tongzi, what is your dream? No, what is your role? Xiaofeng said calmly. Host, aren't you excited? Aren't you excited? I am the system. I am the only one in the world. I am omnipotent. I am the cheating golden finger that will take you to the pinnacle of life. The system said with despair. Well, ahahaha, I'm so excited, oh my. Xiaofeng looked so excited. JPG. Host, don't you think you are being perfunctory? Can you tell me how you calmly view my appearance? The system sighed. Is there? I think it's okay. After all, I'm a girl. No, I've read countless novels and have been deeply poisoned by system novels. Isn't it normal for the protagonist of a novel to obtain a system? Xiaofeng said, innocent. JPG. Okay, tell me your dream. Now it comes out. Tell me your function, Tongzi. Xiaofeng looked like he was watching your performance. Well, I have to accept you as my host. My functions are 1. You can gain racial value points by completing tasks, and you can increase the racial value of your Pokémon. 2. By completing tasks, I can add abilities and skills from other worlds to you and your Pokémon. The system sighed helplessly. That's all. Can't you just make my little fire dragon invincible? Can't you let me fly on the spot? Do I still need to complete the task? Xiaofeng was surprised. You are dreaming, I want to ascend to heaven, too. The system said helplessly. Well, forget about not being able to ascend. By the way, other systems have novice gift packs. Do you have one? Xiaofeng said with a curious look on his face. Yes. Ding, you have an unopened gift package, would you like to open it? The system said weakly. Tongzi, you didn't just forget that you didn't send me a gift package, right? This is it. Xiaofeng touched his chin. How is it possible? Just tell me whether you want it or not. The system speaks loudly. JPG. Yes, free romance makes me happy. Free romance doesn't need to be wasted. Open it, Tongzi. Ding. Congratulations to the host for getting 20 points of racial value. Congratulations to the host for getting super speed regeneration. Note. Racial value can only be added to the host elf. Skills can be added by both the host and the elf. If the host elf is released in the future, the racial value will be returned to the host. Whisper, super speed regeneration is to make it difficult for the host to die, don't let me get hurt. Well, Tongzi, I've spoken my true feelings. Xiaofeng's face twitched. Tongzi is offline, please do not disturb him. Tongzi, don't you have an interface like other systems, the kind that can view your own and others' character attributes, skills, etc.? Xiaofeng asked the system. Yes, the host can open it by silently reciting it. Only the host can see it. Would you like to open the character panel? The system voice sounded. Tongzi, Open the character panel. Zhao Feng muttered to himself, and a blue screen appeared in front of him. Name: Zhao Feng. Race: Human Cub. Elf: Charmander. Pull down to open the elf panel. Skills: not added yet. Backpack: Elf race value 20 points. Universal skill: super speed regeneration. Mom is no longer afraid of me getting beaten. Open the panel of Charmander. Xiao Feng continued. Name: Charmander LV5. Number: 004. Attribute: Fire. Features: Fierce fire. Damage increases when HP decreases. Commonly known as sit-ups. Own skills: Grab, Call, Spark. Race value: HP, 39. Physical attack, 52. Physical defense, 43. Special attack, 60. Special defense, 50. Speed, 65. Total, 309. Data source: Sogu Bike. There is a saying that speed is power. Tongzi will increase the acceleration value of Charmander, 20 points, and add super speed regeneration for Charmander and me. Looking at the panel, Zhao Feng touched his chin and said. Received. The properties have been updated, please check. Note: only important and updated content is shown below. Name: Zhao Feng. Added skill: super speed regeneration. Name: Charmander LV5, speed 65 plus 20, added skill: super speed regeneration. Origin skills: Grab, Cry, Spark. Lily. After Zhao Feng gave Charmander some, Charmander felt the changes in his body and tilted his head to look at Zhao Feng in confusion. How about it, Charmander? If you feel uncomfortable, you can think of it as a special ability of mine, haha. Xiao Feng touched Charmander's head and said. Li. The little fire dragon looked at Xiao Feng with admiration. Ding, you have a new task to check. Task name: First victory, complete your first battle victory. Task reward: 10 racial points. Failure penalty: none, no failure penalty is set. Combat mission: Go, Charmander, let's meet our first challenge. Zhao Feng led Charmander into the nearby bushes to search. Suddenly, a black shadow flew over the sky. Ding, Pidgeot is found, would you like to start the battle? I am watching you, my dear host. Tongzi said with a sly smile. Name: Pidgeot LV28. Attributes: General, Flying. Tongzi, you have bad intentions, do you think I should use my head to fight you? You want me, a level 5 Charmander, to fight a nearly level 30 Pidgeot? Are you trying to find trouble by lighting a lamp in the toilet? Zhao Feng had a gloomy face. JPG. Ignoring the system, Zhao Feng continued to search. Whenever there was a high-level Pokémon, the system would pop up a bubble to encourage Zhao Feng to rush forward. God will not let down those who work hard, and he finally found a capable Pokémon near a rock. It's decided to be you, Metapod, I'm sorry. After searching for a long time, I found that only you are a little easier to bully, and you are a fixed target. Zhao Feng approached the Pokémon with a smirk on his face. Name: Metapod LV12. Number: 11. Attribute: Insect. Features: Molting, can recover abnormal status by molting. Skills: Spinning, Impact, Hardening. Race value: HP, 50. Physical attack, 20. Physical defense, 55. Special attack, 25. Special defense, 25. Speed, 30. Total, 205. Introduction: this is a fixed target, the kind that is easier to bully. If you can't beat this, what are you playing for? Go home and eat milk. Let's fight, Metapod. Go, Charmander, let Metapod see how powerful you are, use the shouting skill. Zhao Feng shamelessly invited Metapod to fight. Under the negative state of the shouting skill, the defense of Metapod was reduced. Metapod kept shaking its body and rolled its eyes, thinking, did I agree? Let me see how powerful you are. But there was no way Metapod had to accept it, because the other party was riding on its face. Then it used the silk spitting skill, which quickly shot towards Charmander, trying to bind Charmander's whole body. No bitterness. JPG. Charmander, get out of the way. Then circle around Metapod and use spark attack. Xiao Feng gave the order in time. Thanks to the increased speed racial value, Charmander's speed increased a lot. In the blink of an eye, it dodged to the side and used spark to quickly hit Metapod with excellent effect. After all, Metapod was higher in level than Charmander, and it did not fall down. It struggled to continue using Silk Attack to resist Charmander, but was still quickly dodged by Charmander. Xiaofeng could see from the system that Metapod still had about a quarter of its health left. Decided not to give Metapod a chance to resist, and commanded, Charmander, rush up and use Grab to finish it off. Lily. The little fire dragon received the order, exerted force on his feet, rushed to the side of the metal pupa, and swung his claws with white light to chop at the body of the metal pupa. The metal pupa flew backwards and hit the rock, and circles appeared in his eyes. Fighting cannot. Great, Charmander, we won, haha. The moment Metapod lost its ability to fight, Xiaofeng excitedly laughed and rushed towards Charmander, lifted it up high and spun it around, celebrating their first common victory. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the first battle mission, and get the reward, 10 racial points. The level of the little fire dragon is increased by LV5-LV7 inches. Finally completed the task. By the way, Tongzi, can I ask, the Metapod has lost its combat capability, should we send it to the Pokémon Center? Xiaofeng asked, looking at the fallen Metapod. Don't worry, this world has a kind of rule power. After the elves lose their ability to fight, as long as you don't continue to hurt them, they will recover. You can think of it as a blood lock state during the battle. The system explained. Then I feel relieved. Although he said that he was relieved, Xiaofeng still hid aside until the Metapod woke up and ran away. Then he breathed a sigh of relief and turned away. After leaving, Xiaofeng and Charmander began their leveling journey. They checked the system and decided to go all in if they could beat the Pokémon, but if they couldn't, they would just run away. They only targeted the weak and helpless Pokémon. Their methods were so cruel that Tongzi prayed for them. Amen. But the results were remarkable. Ding! Defeat the green caterpillar x10. Ding! Defeat Metapod by 6 inches. Ding! Defeat 4 poisonous horn beetles. Ding! Congratulations to the host Charmander for upgrading his level from LV7 to LV13 and acquiring the smoke screen skill. Of course, if you walk by the river often, you will get your feet wet. The Xiaofeng duo was almost punished because they attacked a poisonous horn bug, but unexpectedly, the Iron Shell Coon hiding in the bushes nearby witnessed their brutal behavior. They immediately activated the passive skill of the Iron Shell Coon clan, shaking people, excellent effect. With a sound of insects chirping, 5 or 6 giant hornets appeared in a short while, raised their double needles and rushed towards the Xiaofeng and Charmander duo. Xiaofeng and Charmander turned and ran. Facing the pursuit of the giant hornets, Xiaofeng and Charmander were stabbed in the 2 round little butts by the double needles several times. Once, their anus was almost broken. And finally hid in the bushes at a turn, escaping the pursuit of the giant bees. Hiss, it's so scary. How are you, Charmander? Lily, Xiaofeng and Xiaohulong rubbed the 2 petals of the flower. Fortunately, Tongzi had the foresight to give us the super speed regeneration skill, otherwise we would not have escaped today. Xiaofeng smiled bitterly, secretly deciding to avenge the acupuncture in the future. Ding, that's it. Tongzi praised me. JPG. Ding, the host has issued a new task, please check it out. Task. Battle to capture the second Pokémon partner. Task reward. 10 points of race value. Tongzi, are there new quests? Are there any new Pokémon to capture? I wonder if there are any Pokémon nearby that I like. Being strong is only temporary, but being handsome is for life. And my Charmander is a fire-type Pokémon now, which is restrained by water-type, ground-type, and rock-type Pokémon. It would be best to capture a Pokémon that can increase the team's fault tolerance. The options include grass-type, electric-type, and fighting-type. And we also have to prepare for the Nib Rock Gym. Forget it, let's not think about it for now. Let's see what fate has in store for us. 1,000 miles of love is connected by a thread, what if we meet love around the corner? Xiaofeng muttered as he walked with Charmander. In this way, Xiaofeng continued his great cause of leveling up. Ding! Charmander defeated Rattata X8, congratulations to the host, Charmander's level has been raised to LV13-LV15. Suddenly, just as Xiaofeng was raising the level of Charmander, there was a piercing sound, and a dazzling yellow light flashed in the woods in the distance, and many elves ran out of the woods. What happened over there? Let's go check on Charmander. Xiaofeng looked in the direction of the sound and led Charmander deeper into the woods. As the vision became clearer, Xiaofeng and Charmander finally figured out what happened. Two groups of Pokémon were confronting each other, glaring at each other. The atmosphere was tense and depressing. Leading the two sides were an Electabuzz and an Arbok. The Electabuzz said, "Beep, beep, beep," angrily, and the Arbok responded with a, "What can you do to me?" expression on its face, hiss, hiss. It seems that the flash just now was probably caused by the electric shock skill of the electric shock monster. What are they arguing about? I can't understand. Xiaofeng touched his chin and muttered. Ding, I understand. The system looked like it was asking me a question. Tongzi, can you understand what they are saying? Why don't I believe it? Are you the same species? Xiaofeng said with a wicked smile. Host, please pay attention to your wording. What do you mean by a species? Can't I, a plug-in system, analyze their radio waves and determine the meaning of their voices? I'm angry. The kind that can't be coaxed. The system yelled at Xiaofeng. Okay, I was wrong. Tongzi, please explain what they are arguing about. Xiaofeng covered his ears and apologized to the system. Humph, I'll let you off for now. To put it simply, the fruits collected by the elves in the camp of the electric monsters were snatched away by the camp of Arbok and his group. The territory of the Arbok group is in other places and they are invaders. The electric monsters were originally planning to negotiate with Arbok and his group, but Arbok and his group relied on their numbers to harass the electric monsters' territory many times and snatch the fruits. As a result, the electric monsters, who already had a bad temper, couldn't bear it anymore, so they gathered the elves to seek justice from Arbok and his group. The electric shock just now was a warning. But Arbok relied on its numbers and completely ignored the warning of the electric monsters. It seems that they are ready for a fight. Quote. It looks like they are about to start a fight. Tongzi, add the 10 racial points you got before to Charmander's speed racial value. We'll see if we need to start a fight later. Help the electric monsters. Can't the nuclear ones get along well? Xiaofeng said as he watched them about to start a fight. Ding, got it, added points successfully. Name. Charmander LV15, speed racial value 65 plus 30, total 309 plus 30. Xiaofeng squatted beside Charmander and whispered in its ear, Charmander, when they start fighting, we will sneak over and knock them out. Lily, Charmander nodded and whispered in response. Soon, the electric monsters in the field saw that Arbok was still arrogant, so they sent an electric shock to hit Arbok. After being injured, Arbok roared and led the elves to rush up and wrestle with the electric monsters. Seeing them fighting, Xiaofeng led Charmander to the bushes near Arbok's group, ready to attack. Charmander, who was added with points, increased his speed again. The elves on the edge of Arbok's group who were targeted by Xiaofeng were Ling only saw a black shadow flash by, and then was attacked by Charmander and fainted, losing his ability to fight. Xiaofeng then dragged him into the nearby grass. As more and more Pokémon disappeared, Arbok finally realized something was wrong, and the originally advantageous situation turned into a disadvantage. The number of people was also decreasing. Arbok ordered his group of Pokémon to retreat. Arbok looked around and finally saw Xiaofeng, who was dragging a fainted Pokémon back to the grass. The Pokémon also followed Arbok's gaze and saw Xiaofeng and Charmander. Hello, ha, have you eaten yet? Xiaofeng held up one of the elf's legs with one hand, greeting them awkwardly but politely. Hiss, hiss, hiss. Arbok hissed at Xiaofeng. Ding, the host called you a little loser. You are trying to sneak attack, you can't afford it, the system said in a mean translation. Tongzi, you don't need to translate this, I know it's an insult. Originally, as long as I don't understand, just pretend it didn't happen, and you can say you did it on purpose. Xiaofeng put down the elf leg in his hand with a frown on his face. Xiaofeng said helplessly, it seems that I have to force it, Charmander, the battle begins. Lily. Charmander also echoed. Name. Arbok LV19. Skills. Bite, Poison Needle, Titan, Stare. Attribute. Poison. Speciality. Shed skin, cures abnormal status by shedding skin. Race value. HP. 35. Attack. 60. Defense. 44. Special attack. 40. Special defense. 54. Speed. 55. Total. 288. Introduction. This is an Arbok that has witnessed the shameless behavior of a human cub and is currently in an angry state. It is extremely aggressive. The angry Arbok roared and rushed towards Zhaofeng, opening its bloody mouth and using the bite skill to bite Charmander. Charmander, dodge, use your speed advantage to control the distance between you and it, don't give it a chance to get close, and then continue to kite it with sparks. Zhaofeng commanded. Lily. Charmander responded. Before Arbok was about to arrive, Charmander dodged, making Arbok miss, and quickly distanced himself. Then, several spherical sparks gushed out of his mouth and hit Arbok's head area. Arbok hissed in pain, and many large burn marks appeared on its head. But it also angered Arbok even more, and his pupils turned blood red. Arbok used the glare skill to reduce Charmander's defense, and then spit out several poisonous needles from his mouth and shot at Charmander. Charmander still nimbly dodged the poisonous needles. And attacked with sparks until Arbok was completely black, his eyes were full of circles, and he could not fight. Well done, Charmander, Zhaofeng praised. And he summarized in his mind, Arbok didn't touch Charmander the whole time. After all, Charmander's speed racial stat is close to 100, which is almost twice that of Arbok. But it is still not enough. The attack strength is too low. It took so long to kite Arbok before defeating it. It seems that it is time to increase the attack racial stat. Seeing that their boss was knocked down, the Pokémons in Arbok's camp wanted to help but were stopped by the group of electric monsters. Zhaofeng said to the remaining Pokémons in Arbok's group, your boss has fallen. Next, do you want to continue fighting? That would only be a meaningless resistance. Ka ka ka, ka ka ka. At this time, a little Rada came out from the opposite side and shouted. Ding, it said that they didn't want to come, but they had no choice. For some reason, a thunderstorm and lightning struck the original territory, and a fire broke out. The fruit trees in the entire territory were burned. Without living supplies, their boss Arbok brought them here. Their boss Arbok is a bad-tempered elf who does things without thinking. When he saw the fruit collected by the electric monsters, he rushed to grab it. Although Arbok has a bad temper, he is still very good to them and wants us to let their boss go. The system explained. Thunderstorm and lightning, could it be that? Zhaofeng muttered. Electric shock monsters, can you let them go? It's not easy for them either. I have an idea. Do you want to hear it? Zhaofeng turned around and said to the group of electric shock monsters. Beep, 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 the electric monster replied. Ding, the electric monster said yes, tell me what you want to hear. The system translated. Can you consider taking in the Arbok and the others to live with you, and then help them turn over the soil in the damaged territory and replant trees to restore the vitality of the territory? Once their territory is restored, you can have a larger area to live in, and everyone can help each other. Isn't that better? Zhaofeng said his suggestion. Beep, 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 the electric monster nodded. Ding, host, it said it can accept it, but will Arbok and his gang agree? System translation. Zhaofeng said to the electric monster, well, wait until Arbok wakes up and ask it what it thinks. Electric monster, do you have orange fruits? Feed some to Arbok, let it wake up, and see what it thinks. The electric monster nodded and asked the elf to bring a few orange fruits over and handed them to Rattata, who fed them to Arbok. After a while, Arbok woke up and looked at Zhaofeng and the others vigilantly. Seeing this, Rattata hurried over to explain to Arbok. When Arbok heard that the electric monsters could accept them, the expression on his face eased, and then he thought about it, looked at his brothers, looked at their expectant expressions, and nodded. Hiss, hiss, hiss. Arbok stood up and turned to hiss at Zhaofeng and the others. Ding, it said it agreed, and said sorry to the electric monsters. Thank them for their acceptance. I was reckless before. Haha, that's right, please forgive it, electric monster. Zhaofeng said happily after hearing this. Beep beep. The electric monster nodded. Okay, Arbok, the misunderstanding has been resolved. Let's go to your territory together. Zhaofeng said to Arbok. After that, Zhaofeng and his party, led by Arbok, came to their territory. Looking at the dark land, Zhaofeng and others were silent, and then they began to repair it slowly with the elves. The ground Pokémon turned the soil. Zhaofeng and others dug holes, and the electric monster asked his companions to bring various tree fruit seeds from the territory and planted them in the dug holes. Although it was very tiring, everyone was still enthusiastic about repairing the land. In the evening, everyone rested together in pairs, and the elves had smiles on their faces. Charmander leaned on Zhaofeng, and the two looked at the sky. Charmander, thank you for your hard work, Xiaofeng said softly, stroking Charmander's head. Lily. The little fire dragon responded. It's so fun to be with you. We will fight more elves in the future, explore more unknown areas, and become stronger. Countless challenges are waiting for us. Come on. Xiaofeng. Ding, there's me too. Haha, yes, and you, Tongzi, everyone take a rest, we will continue our new challenge tomorrow. Zhaofeng said with a smile. The next morning, Zhaofeng and others woke up, and the elves were ready to continue planting fruit trees. At this time, Zhaofeng looked at the awakened electric monster. Electric monster, we are going to continue our journey. I like you very much. Do you want to travel with me? Electric monster is Zhaofeng's favorite Pokémon. The appearance of the final evolution of electric monster is in line with Zhaofeng's aesthetic taste. Because there is not much emotional cultivation and communication with electric monster, the hope of conquering it is not great. However, Zhaofeng, who is ready to travel, still invites electric monster to travel together. What if the other party agrees? Beep, 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 the electric monster replied with some yearning and hesitation. Ding, host, it said that although it also wants to travel and see a wider world, if it travels with you, it is a little worried about its friends. Is that so? If it bothers you, then I respect your choice. Xiaofeng, who did not get a definite answer, said with some disappointment, and was ready to leave with Charmander. But at this moment, the elves of the nearby electric monster surrounded it and kept saying something to it. The expression of the electric monster was also changing, and Arbok also approached the electric monster and hissed a few times. Ding, host, it seems there is a reversal. They said that the electric monsters actually wanted to see the outside world and travel a long time ago, but in order to protect them, they have never been able to leave. They don't want to be a burden to the electric monsters. They can actually be independent. They also think that there is such a good opportunity. And you are not bad as a human. You are a good person. I hope the electric monsters can consider going with the host to see the outside world. Traveling is also a good choice. Arbok also told the electric monsters that it can also take care of them if necessary. Quote. Am I being given a nice guy card? But this feeling is not bad. After listening to the system's explanation, Zhaofeng touched his nose. Not long after, the electric monster's expression calmed down, and it seemed to have made up its mind. It looked at Zhaofeng with its eyes and made a beep beep sound. Host, the electric monster said it accepted your invitation, but it must be defeated. Really? Haha, then come and fight, electric monster. If I win, you can travel with me. Get on Charmander, Zhaofeng happily issued a formal invitation to the battle. Beep. The electric monster responded loudly, and the surrounding elves also made way for them to fight. Name. Electric Monster LV18. Number. 239. Attribute. Electricity. Features. Static electricity will cause the Pokémon that touches it to enter a paralyzed state. Skills. Flash, Electric Shock, Charge, Tire Break, Inherited. Race Value. HP. 45. Attack. 63. Defense. 37. Special Attack. 65. Special Defense. 55. Speed. 95. Total. 360. Introduction. This Pokémon inherited the excellent genes of its parents, and inherited skills that should not appear at this level needs to be cultivated. Charmander, use Smokescreen first, then use Shout in the Smokescreen. Zhaofeng considered that he had no speed advantage in the battle against the electric monster, so he had to use Smokescreen first to reduce the opponent's field of view and gain field of view. Beep, beep. Without Charmander's presence, the electric monster fell into a panic, and Charmander's cry also lowered its defense. It had no choice but to randomly cast electric shock skills in the direction of the smoke, but unfortunately it did not hit Charmander. After all, Charmander was a fire elf and had a certain resistance to smoke, so it could sense the general direction of the electric monster. Charmander, Use sparks in the smoke, and then use sparks in different positions. Don't let the electric monster determine your position. Xiao Feng commanded while looking at the situation on the field. Charmander received the order and accurately executed the command of firing one shot and changing one position. Several sparks hit the electric monster, causing its health to drop rapidly and it began to breathe heavily. It was not until the smoke dissipated that the electric monster could see the figure of Charmander clearly. The electric monster thought to himself, "I'm crying, is this a dirty tactic? Are you from the earth?" In his mind, the moment he saw Charmander appear, the electric monster hurriedly used Lightning Flash, wanting to fight Charmander in close combat, and smashed the tiles with one blow. Charmander, the opponent's health is low. Since it wants to fight, help it and rush up to use the grab skill. Because of the ability of super speed regeneration, Charmander is already invincible. After ensuring victory, Zhaofeng gave the electric monster the most decent way to defeat it. When the electric monster flashed in front of Charmander, it attacked Charmander with a tile-splitting attack. Charmander also raised the grab skill with a white light to chop at the electric monster. The skills of both sides hit each other. In the end, the electric monster, which was still attacking, fell in front of Charmander. Circles appeared in his eyes and he lost his ability to fight. Charmander wins. Go, Pokeball. Seeing that the electric monster had lost its ability to fight, Xiaofeng took out a blank Pokeball and threw it at the electric monster. As the Pokeball continued to shake, Xiaofeng's heart was also uneasy, but fortunately, with a ding sound, the Pokeball stopped shaking. I have captured a Pokémon. The excited Xiaofeng quickly picked up the electric monster's Pokeball and raised it above his head with one hand and shouted loudly. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the task and gaining 10 points of racial value. Charmander also jumped up and down to celebrate with Zhaofeng. Charmander, thank you for your hard work. You are really great. Zhaofeng picked up Charmander and praised him continuously. Charmander also responded with a smile. Zhaofeng, who had recovered, threw the Pokeball high into the air. Come out, electric monster. From now on, we are partners. Xiaofeng stretched out his right hand to the released electric monster. Beep, beep. The electric monster also put his right hand on Zhaofeng's hand and responded. Haha, let's continue our journey. Goodbye everyone. Zhaofeng waved goodbye to Charmander, electric monster and the elves, and then embarked on a new journey. Walking on the forest path with Charmander and electric monster, Xiaofeng added the newly acquired 10 racial points to Charmander's speed, making its speed value exceed 100. He also added the super speed regeneration skill to the newly added electric monster and explained the effect of the skill to the electric monster. Name: Charmander LV15, speed racial value 65 plus 40, total 309 plus 40. Name: Electric Monster LV18, added skill, super speed regeneration. The electric monster looked at Zhaofeng with a strange look in his eyes. It turned out that he was not only shady and treacherous in the fight with me, but also had a trick up his sleeve. You idiot. However, the electric monster, who experienced the new ability, became much more reckless. The electric monster's idea is that melee is the romance of male elves. The mage should restart it. Every elf I saw on the road wanted to be beaten with a flash of lightning and a tile splitting. I rushed up and did it. I didn't care whether I could beat it or not. Once I almost rushed up to fight a level 42 Scyther. Fortunately, Zhaofeng pulled me back in time. After all, you can't fight a level 20 monster with your head. Even if you have super speed regeneration, it's just looking for abuse. What's the point? Finally, Zhaofeng instilled in it that you should rush with a purpose and be sure. You can choose between rushing up and being abused by others or rushing up and abusing others. In the end, the electric monster brainstormed and gave in, and chose the latter. After Xiaofeng prepared the electric monster mentally, suddenly, a faint light appeared on the body of the little dragon, and the voice of the system sounded in time. Ding, friendly reminder, host, your little dragon has reached the level of evolution. It is recommended that the host temporarily suppress the evolution of the little dragon and find a place with rich fire elements to evolve. In this way, more benefits can be obtained and the understanding of the little dragon can be improved. There is a great possibility that the jet flame that can only be understood at level 24 will be realized in advance, and there is a high probability that other fire skills will be realized in advance in the future. Quote. Charmander, are you going to evolve? Can you control yourself from evolving for the time being? Xiaofeng then told Charmander the system's suggestion. Lily. Charmander nodded, and suppressed the light of evolution. I said, Tongzi, where can I find a place with a strong fire element? I can't find a place like a volcano on the map in the atlas. Xiaofeng said to the system. Ding, host, have you read too many novels? A strong fire element doesn't necessarily mean it's a volcano. You can look for areas where fire elves live, generally the fire element is relatively strong. Tongzi rolled his eyes and said. It seems that I have fallen into a misunderstanding. Electric monster, you have been living in this area. Do you know where there are more fire elves? Xiaofeng thought for a while and asked the electric monster. Beep, beep, beep. Ding, the electric monster said it knew. It had a fire friend it knew before who took it to its living area to play, follow it. Soon, the electric monster brought Xiaofeng and Charmander to a hidden cave entrance that was only one person high. The electric monster gestured to Xiaofeng towards the depths of the cave. In there. How can a fire elf live in a cave? Isn't that the area where ground elves should be active? Xiaofeng asked in confusion. Lily. At this time, the little fire dragon next to him pulled Xiaofeng's trouser leg and called out. Ding! Charmander said that he could feel a comfortable breath coming from inside, which must be the breath of fire element. Okay, let's go in and take a look. Xiaofeng said as he led Charmander and the electric monster into the cave entrance and looked into the depths. Once they entered the cave entrance, they saw a relatively long rock passage with a little light in front. Xiaofeng and his group walked towards the light. Soon, Xiaofeng and his group's vision became wider and the fiery red color came into view. The fire element was so rich that it was almost visible to the naked eye. There was a different world in the cave. There were many fiery red fluorescent lights on the surrounding rock walls. Looking closely, they were all rare fire stones of different sizes. The deeper they went, the higher the temperature became. From time to time, there were fire elves passing by quickly. When they saw Xiaofeng and his group, they turned around and ran away. But I have no culture, so I just say, fool, to everyone. Are there so many fire stones? Xiaofeng sighed. Host, keep going deeper. The deeper you go, the greater the benefit to Charmander's evolution. The system prompted. Well, Charmander, electrify, let's go. Leading Charmander and electrify, they kept going inside. Thanks to the super speed regeneration, the trio's skin kept turning red and recovering as they went deeper and deeper, looking like cooked shrimp shells. Finally, they didn't know how long they had walked before they saw a huge empty stone chamber. There were many basketball-sized fire stones interspersed on the walls of the stone chamber. In the middle of the stone chamber was a semicircular stone platform, on which were placed 6 round glass beads, 2 by 2. These are Mega Evolution Stones and Key Stones. Xiaofeng quickly stepped forward and looked at the 3 evolution stones. He said excitedly. Tongzi, is there a way to identify which Pokemon's Mega Evolution Stone it is? Ding, the host is very lucky. One of the pairs is Charizard's X-Form Mega Evolution Stone and Key Stone, which are the 2 on the lower left. The top one is the Blaziken Mega Evolution Stone, and the bottom right one is the Houndoom's Evolution Stone. Host, hurry up and let Charmander take Charizard's Mega Evolution Stone and Key Stone to evolve. As long as you evolve with the Evolution Stone and Key Stone, after Charmander evolves into Charizard in the future, it can freely evolve into the Mega form without restrictions, and the Mega Stone and Key Stone can be freely stored in the body. The system reminded Xiaofeng. Hearing that he could freely evolve into Mega Charizard, Xiaofeng's eyes gradually lit up. Then he picked up the 2 evolution stones belonging to Charmander, quickly put them in Charmander's arms and said, Charmander, evolve, no need to suppress it, take these 2 things, these 2 items will be of great benefit to your evolution. Li. Out of trust in Xiaofeng, Charmander took 2 evolution stones and began to evolve. A white light lit up on Charmander, and Charmander's body slowly grew taller and bigger. A horn grew on its head. As the light disappeared, with a roar, the evolved Charmeleon appeared in front of Xiaofeng. Looking at the Charmeleon that was almost as tall as himself, Zhaofeng patted its shoulder and smiled with satisfaction. You've grown taller, Charmander. No, I should call you Charmeleon now. Ha ha. Roar. The fire dinosaur raised the corner of his mouth and responded happily. Name. Charmeleon LV22. Number. 005. Attribute. Fire. Features. Fierce fire. Skills. Jet flame, flame fang, smoke screen, split, shout. Added ability. Super speed regeneration. Race value. HP. 58. Attack. 64. Defense. 58. Special attack. 80. Special defense. 65. Speed. 80 plus 40. Total. 405 plus 40. Introduction. This is a Pokémon with a natural advantage in speed. When running, it is like having a flash of lightning. Looking at Charmeleon's panel, Zhaofeng nodded with great satisfaction. The level has reached level 22. Zhaofeng guessed that it was because of the energy absorbed from the surrounding fire stones during evolution, and the surrounding fire stones were a little dim. In addition, not only did the spark skill advance to jet flame, the grab skill advanced to split, but it also learned the flame fang skill. The electric shock monster ran to Charmeleon and turned in circles, looking at Charmeleon with envy. Xiaofeng looked at the electric monster with envy and said with a smile, do you also want to evolve? Then let's work hard together and keep getting stronger. One day, you will also evolve. Beep beep. The electric monster looked at Zhaofeng and nodded firmly. Ding! Congratulations to the host, Charmander has evolved successfully, the system's voice sounded in Zhaofeng's mind. By the way, host, you have a new task to check. 1. Mission name, long term, for each gym badge you obtain, you will be rewarded with 40 race points and a new ability will be unlocked. 2. Mission name, long term, the player who wins the battle against others will gain the number of elves that appeared in the battle against others times 1 point of race value. 3. Mission name, win the Quartz League Championship and receive 500 race points as a reward. 3 long-term tasks came at once. Tongzi, you finally found your conscience and stopped searching. Zhaofeng complained after reading the new tasks. He calmed down the joy of Charmeleon's evolution. Zhaofeng walked out of the cave with Charmeleon and Electric Monster. Of course, he took away 2 sets of Mega Evolution Stones and several fist-sized Fire Stones of good quality. Of course, he didn't take the Fire Stone in the stone room. First, it was too big and difficult to carry. Second, it was easy for people to covet it. Zhaofeng planned to sell the Fire Stone in exchange for resources, such as skill discs. After leaving the cave, Zhaofeng prepared to set off for Viridian Forest according to the navigation in the Atlas, and then go to Nib City to challenge the gym. He will skip the gym in Viridian City for the time being, because he really can't beat it. Zhaofeng doesn't want to be abused by Banmu, so he will wait until he grows up. First, he will go to the Viridian City Pokémon Center near Viridian Forest to rest up. Recently, he has been sleeping in the wild with the sky as a blanket and the ground as a bed. He misses the soft big bed. After going around in circles, he leveled up on the road while rushing to Viridian City. Finally, he arrived in Viridian City. The levels of Charmeleon and Electric Monster have increased by 3 levels, reaching level 25 and level 21. The trio went straight to the Pokémon Center. Miss Joy, open a room for me. I want to sleep. Xiaofeng brought 2 elves to Miss Joy's workbench and shouted. Ah, you look so energetic, kid. Please show me your Pokémon book and I'll help you check in. Miss Joy said with a smile. Here you go. He took out the illustrated book and handed it to Miss Joy. Okay, received. Please wait. Okay, that's enough, kid. Sleep on the 2nd floor. The 1st floor is the dining area. This is your illustration book. Please keep it. Miss Joy took Zhaofeng's illustration book and operated it quickly. After a while, she completed the formalities for Zhaofeng and returned the illustration book to him. Thank you and goodbye. Goodbye, little friend. Zhaofeng thanked Miss Joy and took the 2 little ones to the dining area. Looking at the dazzling array of delicious food, the 2 little guys couldn't help but shed tears from their mouths. They took 3 plates and put the food on them. The trio found a place to sit down, and the 2 elves couldn't wait to wolf it down. Don't be anxious, eat slowly, add more if it's not enough, no one will snatch it from you. Xiaofeng said helplessly, looking at the two little ones, but perhaps influenced by the two little ones, Xiaofeng's appetite also opened up, and he ate quickly. Burp. I'm so full. Hurry, beep. The three patted their stomachs and made satisfied noises. After eating and drinking, the trio returned to the room and fell asleep the moment they lay on the bed. The quality of sleep was really amazing. The next morning. It feels good. Xiaofeng stretched and shouted to the two little ones lying next to him. Get up, the sun is shining on your buttocks. Hoo-ha! Beep beep. The two little ones opened their eyes confusedly and yawned. After getting up and washing up, Xiaofeng took Charmander and Electric Monster to take a walk in the streets near the Pokémon Center. When passing by a small square, they were attracted by a group of people. Let's go, Charmander, Electric Monster, let's go and see what they are doing. Xiaofeng said curiously. Roar, beep beep beep. Big brother, what are you doing? Xiaofeng asked softly, patting the shoulder of a big brother in the crowd. The big brother turned around and saw a polite child, so he explained, see that young man in the crowd. He has set up a ring here. Anyone who can defeat the two elves next to him can get a precious water stone as a reward. Several people have challenged before, but they all failed. Is that so? Xiaofeng touched his chin and looked at the two elves in the field. Name: Nidorino LV23. Number: 33. Attribute: Poison. Characteristics: Fighting spirit commonly known as double standard, the opponent becomes stronger if it is the same romance, and weaker if it is the opposite romance. Skills: Poison Needle, Chain Kick, Horn Butt, Impact. Race value: HP, 61. Physical attack, 72. Physical defense, 57. Special attack, 55. Special defense, 55. Speed, 65. Total, 365. Name: Arm Strength LV20. Number: 66. Attribute: Fighting. Features: Perseverance, Abnormal State, Attack Increase. Skills: Barehanded Chop, Kick Down. Race value: HP, 70. Physical attack, 80. Physical defense, 50. Special attack, 35. Special defense, 35. Speed, 35. Total, 305. Both of them are level 20 Pokémon, not bad. Xiaofeng nodded. Then he looked at the defeated Pokémons. He said in a low voice, Brother, are you going to get killed? Level 10 Rattata. Level 9 Pidgeot. Level 11 Spearow. It's quite helpless, don't you have any self-awareness? Suddenly, Xiaofeng had an idea. Go up and fight, then win the water stone, use the evolution stone as bait, set up the arena like him, attract people to fight, let Charmeleon and the others hold back, then I can brush up on the racial value points. Thinking of the many racial value points, Xiaofeng's eyes were full of stars. So Xiaofeng squeezed into the crowd with Charmander and Electric Monster, raised his hand with a smile and said, Hello, can I challenge you? Of course, what is your bet? The young champion asked. I have a fire stone here, that should be enough. Xiaofeng took out a fire stone from his travel bag. Well, it's a good fire stone. You can challenge it. Let's start. Which elf will you play? The young man looked at Xiaofeng's two elves. My first starter is the Electric Monster. Go, Electric Monster. Xiaofeng sent the Electric Monster to fight the first game. Then I'll go for arm wrestling. Go for arm wrestling. The challenger goes first. The young man chooses arm wrestling. Really? Then I won't be polite. Use charging to shock the monster. Xiaofeng's first command appeared. Do you prioritize improving your attack status? Use your wrist strength to rush forward and use bare-handed slashing. The young man looked at the electric shock monster in the field. With a flash of lightning, create distance and use the electric shock skill. Seeing wrist power rushing up, Xiaofeng quickly commanded. The electric monster was successfully hit by the amplified electric shock. Wrist power howled in pain, and puffs of green smoke appeared all over his body. Seeing this, the young man hurriedly shouted, Are you okay, wrist power? Come on, rush up and kick him down. When wrist power was about to get close, Xiaofeng made the next command, Don't let the electric monster kick you, use a flash of lightning, dodge and go behind him, and then use the tile-splitting skill. The electric monster received the order and came behind Wrist Power, and hit Wrist Power's head with a tile-splitting skill, making Wrist Power dizzy. Resist, use your arm strength, and fight him with bare hands. The young man made his last struggle. Electric shock monster, it is out of status, use the tile splitter to fight it head-on. Zhao Feng gave the final order. Beep, 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 the electric monster shouted happily and rushed forward. After receiving the order, the electric monster and the armed force continued to fight each other until the armed force fell down and lost the ability to fight. Then the opponent took back the armed force and sent Nidorino to the stage. You are very strong, boy. I am serious. As long as you defeat Nidorino, the water stone will be yours. Thank you, you are not bad either, electric monster, you did a good job, come back, let Charmeleon take over next. Xiao Feng called the electric monster back and asked it to come back. Originally, the electric monster wanted to continue fighting, but Xiao Feng still called it back and explained to it softly, don't worry, there will be more fighting later. Then he calmed the electric monster down. Charmeleon, go ahead, spray the flames. Following Xiao Feng's command, a flame quickly condensed in Charmeleon's mouth, and a blazing flame gushed out, shooting straight at Nidorino and hitting him. Nidorino's body was burned over a large area, and unfortunately, the burn effect was triggered, and his health continued to drop. Nidorino, are you okay? Don't give it a chance to consume its energy. Keep using poison needles and then rush forward to use horn ram attacks. Although Nidorino received the order and kept spraying poison needles, how could it hit Charmeleon, whose speed racial value was over 100? Charmeleon just moved slightly and dodged. Charmeleon yelled, then rushed forward and used split. Charmeleon, who received Zhao Feng's order, opened his mouth and roared loudly, and Nidorino's defense dropped by 1 level. Then, a strong light flashed in his hand and he quickly slashed at Nidorino. With a bang, Nidorino was knocked to the ground by Charmeleon's split skill. The ground was constantly cracked outward by the powerful force. Nidorino, stand up, use impact. The young man shouted hurriedly. Nidorino struggled to stand up, but due to the burning effect, he had no strength to struggle. Charmeleon, give it the final blow, end this battle, Flame Fang. Looking at the fallen Nidorino, Xiao Feng gave the final order. The Charmeleon standing in front of Nidorino received the order, and its sharp teeth began to flash with a scorching light, ready to give it the final blow. Stop it, I give up. The young man shouted loudly and quickly. Stop, Charmeleon, you've already won. Xiao Feng heard the other side admit defeat and stopped Charmeleon in time. Charmeleon's teeth stopped a few centimeters away from Nidorino's neck, then retracted and turned back to Xiao Feng. Well done, Charmeleon. Zhao Feng gave a thumbs up. JPG. Roar. Great, little brother, I lost. This is the water stone. Please keep it. The young man took back his spirit and came to Zhao Feng and handed him the water stone. Zhao Feng took the water stone and thanked him. Let me introduce myself. My name is Alai. What's your name, little brother? The young man introduced himself. Hello, Mr. Alai, nice to meet you. My name is Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng, what a great name. Your Charmeleon and electric monster are really great. This is my business card. You can contact me if you need anything. I made the right decision today. It was a great battle. Goodbye, and we'll see each other again in the future. After Mr. Alai finished speaking, he handed Zhao Feng a black business card and turned around to wave goodbye to Zhao Feng. Goodbye, Mr. Alai. See you again if we are lucky enough. Zhao Feng also waved goodbye. After that, Zhao Feng looked at the business card, which read, Alai, Red Lotus Fossil Research Institute, telephone. XXXXXXX. After Zhao Feng put away the business card, he walked to the position where Mr. Alai was before and said loudly, don't miss it if you pass by. The gentleman on the ring just now has entrusted me to temporarily take over as the champion. The rules are the same as before. As long as you can defeat my 2 elves, the water stone will be presented to you with both hands. Is there anyone who wants to challenge me? Unlike the gentleman just now, I am not restricted here. You can challenge me without making any bets. Quote. There were constant discussions among the crowd, such as, do you want to go up? And, his elves should not have much physical strength. So soon some brave ones were ready to step forward to challenge. Before the challenge officially began, Zhaofeng whispered in the ears of the two little ones, "You will take turns in a while. After each battle, try to show that you are very tired. Take a breath after the moves. Do you understand?" Roar and beep. The two little ones also responded softly. "Host, you know how to complete tasks." The system complained. "What? I am using resources reasonably, do you understand?" Xiao Feng countered. After that, people kept coming forward to challenge. Their levels were about 10 to 20, and occasionally there were those above level 20. Xiao Feng would try his best to let Charmander win by speed advantage. The battle continued, and Charmander and Electric Monster always had an expression of hard-won victory, which kept repeating. The crowd looked at Charmander and Electric Monster panting heavily, and people kept coming forward to consume their physical strength. After all, people have a fluke mentality. If they succeed in the challenge, wouldn't they make a profit? With the continuous victory, the people in the crowd were confused. Why did those two guys keep panting, but they just couldn't beat them? On the contrary, what's going on with the cracks at the corners of your mouth extending to your ears? The challenge lasted from morning to afternoon, with a break in between. Gradually, not many people went up, as they finally realized that they were just pretending to be out of energy. Seeing that the crowd below was unmoved, Zhaofeng had to raise the price, offering the water stone with the fire stone, and then some people who were still unwilling to give up went up to challenge, but in the end, they all almost won. A dejected ending. There were some whispers in the crowd, such as, "This kid is really good, he's really a loser," and, "Playing dumb to gain advantage." Zhaofeng was helpless when he saw that no one came up even after the price was raised. "Forget it, Tongzi, it seems that destiny is not in my hands. My great cause of gaining points has been hindered." Xiaofeng sighed and left the arena with Charmeleon and Electric Monster. "Host, what a bullshit destiny. You have plucked them out of their wits. It has been so long and everyone has seen it. Okay, they were just deceived by you before, and then they woke up." The system rolled its eyes. Okay, Tongzi, it's time for the final harvest. Show me how many points I have earned in total." Ding, host, including a lie. You have defeated 41 people in total, 2 points per person, for a total of 82 racial points. The system showed the value to Zhaofeng. "It's a sudden wealth, Tongzi. It's almost equivalent to playing 2 gyms. I can't spend it all. I can't spend it all at all," Zhaofeng said happily. "Come on, host, you can't spend all of it. The two little ones only have 40 points each on average." The system said. "Can't you make me happy, Tongzi? Really, I only got 40 points before, and now I am twice as happy, do you understand?" Zhaofeng also hit back. "Okay, it's the happiest moment. Tongzi, add points. Give Charmeleon 40 points of special attack, and use the rest to increase the physical attack of the Electric Monster." Ding, the addition is successful. Name, Charmeleon LV28. Special attack, 80 plus 40. Speed, 80 plus 40. Total, 405 plus 80. Name, Electric Monster LV25. Physical attack, 63 plus 42. Total, 360 plus 42. After the points were added successfully, Charmeleon and Electric Monster felt the added strength. Charmeleon was fine, as it was not the first time, but Electric Monster jumped excitedly, as it was the first time to add points. Its strength increased by 60%, and it felt powerful. It raised its hands and showed off its muscles in front of Zhaofeng. "Haha, I know, Electric Monster, I know you have become stronger." Xiaofeng looked at the happy look of the Electric Monster and laughed. Early the next morning, Zhaofeng led Charmeleon and Electabuzz to the evergreen forest. As the saying goes, enemies are jealous of each other. As soon as they arrived at the evergreen forest, Zhaofeng and his party encountered a group of beedrills. Thinking of the revenge of the day, he immediately sounded the horn of attack on the beedrills. "Charmeleon, use jet fire on the beedrills. We are so strong now. How can we be twisted by the beedrills like we just set out on the journey? Give them a lesson. Electabuzz is a flash of lightning and then a tile-breaking monster. Kill it." The beedrills in the evergreen forest were all confused. Why did this human cub attack them as soon as he saw them? It seemed that they had just met him for the first time. Affected by Zhaofeng's anger, the Beedrills were cruelly pressed under the feet of Charmeleon and Electabuzz. After Zhaofeng and his party left, only the Beedrills lying dead in humiliation were left, and tears kept flowing from the corners of their eyes. Zhaofeng was wandering in the forest with Charmeleon and Zap. It must be said that the evergreen forest was really vast. Not counting the other Pokémon that were alone, Zhaofeng and his group had encountered several waves of Beedrills alone, which made the two Pokémon level up by 2 levels each. Charmeleon reached level 30 and Zap reached level 27. Just as Zhaofeng was leveling up with the two Pokémon, there was suddenly a roar of explosion in the distance, and dust was everywhere. Pokémon kept running away from the explosion. What happened? Let's go, Charmeleon and Electric Monster, let's go check it out. With the two little ones, Xiaofeng carefully kept looking for cover and slowly approached the place where the explosion came from. The three of them squatted in a bush, looking at the scene in front of them. In the distance, there were 4 unknown instruments located in the 4 directions of east, south, west and north, emitting a laser beam. The beams intersected to form a red translucent cube barrier, which sealed a small figure inside. The figure suffered serious damage from the explosion. Ding! Trigger the adventure mission. Save Celebi. Reward. 100 racial value points. It's Celebi. It's trapped in that instrument. Who are those people? Zhaofeng hiding in the bushes whispered softly. There were about 10 people standing in front of Celebi, led by a middle-aged man with a beard. Ha ha, ha ha ha. I caught you, Celebi. No matter how strong you are, it's useless, you can't escape. These 4 devices will continuously absorb energy, store it and release it to the outside until the energy in your body is drained, unless you can release energy that exceeds the highest critical point of the instrument in an instant, but it is impossible for you who are already seriously injured to do it. At most, you will be mine after tonight. Quote. Humans, why are you arresting me? I believe I have never harmed you humans. The voice of Celebi reached everyone's ears. Oh, is it telepathy? Not bad, not bad. As for why they arrested you, someone spent a lot of money to offer a reward for you on the black market. You know, as long as we hand you over to him, we will be able to live a carefree life from now on. It is an honor for you to contribute to our future. The bearded man said excitedly. Despicable human, let me out. Thank you for the compliment. The bearded man thanked Celebi for his anger. You, send people to patrol nearby, don't let anyone get close, and immediately drive away anyone who gets close. Wait until tomorrow morning, when Celebi's energy is exhausted, and then take it to hand it over. Don't make any mistakes, otherwise no one will get the reward. The bearded man ordered and accepted it. Yes, boss. The younger brother replied. After saying that, the bearded man took his 2 brothers to build a few temporary tents nearby and went in. Seeing someone coming to patrol, Zhaofeng took the Charmeleon and the Electric Monster and quietly retreated. Charmeleon, Electric Monster, let's retreat first. It looks like they're going to stay here overnight. We'll act accordingly at night. Night is coming soon. Boss, you are too careful. There is no one in the wilderness. What is there to patrol? Well, after all, this is a big order, so it's better to be careful. 2 patrolling minions were talking. I know, I'm just complaining. Wait for me, I need to pee urgently, so I'll go over there to take care of it. Said Minion A. Really? Hurry up. Little Minion B replied. Very quickly, very quickly. After saying this, Little Minion A went into the bushes nearby. Hey, are you still not well? Are you constipated? When Minion B saw that his companion had been gone for so long and still hadn't recovered, he asked, but still no one responded. Minion B finally realized that something was wrong and was ready to take out the Pokeball to release the Pokémon, but before he could throw the Pokeball, he felt a pain in the back of his head, his eyes went black, and he fell down. Looking at the big wooden stick in his hand, he slapped his palm with the stick, making a tisk tisk sound, and Zhaofeng's figure appeared behind the minion. Here comes the flying stick. The flying stick is indeed worthy of its reputation. He dragged the fainted Minion B away and put him side by side with Minion A, took off the coat of one of them and put it on himself, and tore 2 strips of cloth from the clothes of the other minion, then found 2 higher wooden blocks to pad under his feet, and tied the wooden boards under his feet with cloth strips. Charmeleon and Electric Monster tied them up with vines and stuffed their mouths with the clothes on their bodies. Roar, beep. The two little ones who received the order immediately tied the two people to a big tree. Next, we need to find a way to get close to the four instruments and release Celebi. Charmeleon, Electric, you guys go back to the Pokeball first. We'll go together. We're too big to be a target. I'll get closer to the instruments in a while. I'll release you guys to fight when we encounter an enemy on the way. Xiao Feng said to the two little ones. Roar, beep. The two little ones nodded. After the two little ones took back the Pokeballs, Xiaofeng carefully moved towards the direction of the instrument. On the way to the instrument, he met two minions, but because it was dark and he couldn't see their faces clearly, and because Xiaofeng was wearing the same clothes as their group, the minions thought Xiaofeng had to go back for something, and one of them didn't pay attention, so Xiaofeng took the opportunity to release Charmeleon and Zapdos, knocking the two out. After that, the three of them tied up the two minions nearby with their clothes and hid them, and then took back the two Pokémon and continued to move forward. Finally, without being discovered, Xiaofeng approached the instrument a few meters away and released Charmeleon and Zapdos. Charmeleon uses jet fire on distant instruments, while the electric shock monster uses lightning and tile splitting to destroy nearby instruments. Boom, boom, boom. The attacked equipment exploded and broke into pieces. Who is it? The bearded man who heard the explosion ran over first, but it was too late. After the instrument was destroyed, Celebi fell out and landed in Xiaofeng's arms. You asked me who I am, and I answered you with great compassion, in order to prevent the world from being destroyed and to protect world peace. After hearing the voice, Xiaofeng blurted out subconsciously. You are from Team Rocket. Before Xiaofeng could finish, the bearded man said. I haven't even finished my lines yet, it's really rude to interrupt others. Yeah, right, I'm from Team Rocket. Xiaofeng said helplessly. Boy, even if you are from Team Rocket, I will not let you go. Hand over Celebi and I will kill you. The bearded man threatened. Come out, Goli, Arbok. Name, Howley LV30. Number, 67. Attribute, Fighting. Features, No defense, both skills must hit. Skills, Empty-handed slash, kick, glare, energy concentration. Race value. HP, 80. Physical attack, 100. Physical defense, 70. Special attack, 50. Special defense, 60. Speed, 45. Total, 405. Name, Arbok LV35. Number, 24. Attribute, Poison. Features, Shedding. Skills, Bind, Poison Needle, Bite, Snake Stare. Race value. HP, 60. Physical attack, 95. Physical defense, 69. Special attack, 65. Special defense, 79. Speed, 80. Total, 448. Ah, let's fight. I like Charmeleon and Electric Monster. Let's fight. Xiaofeng said with a smile. Roar, beep. Charmeleon used flame spray on Arbok continuously. Charmeleon had 40 points of special attack added to it, so a thick flame shot out of Charmeleon's mouth and hit Arbok. Arbok was greatly hurt and his whole body was on fire. Arbok struggled in pain. How is it possible? Why is your Charmeleon's damage so high? The bearded man said in disbelief. This is the result of our training. Xiaofeng touched his chin. The electric shock monster used electric shock on Howley. The electric shock hit Howley and caused damage. They attacked me when I wasn't paying attention. Arbok, Poison Needle, Goli rushed up and used bare-handed slash. The Charmeleon dodged and rushed forward use Cleave, then Flame Fang to attack Arbok 7 inches. The electric monster uses Cleave to fight head-on. Charmeleon dodged Arbok's poison needles by moving sideways, then rushed up to Arbok's head and cleaved it to the ground. Then, it bit Arbok 7 inches with Flame Fang. It was already hurt by the jet of flames, and then suffered continuous attacks. Arbok fell to the ground and lost its ability to fight. Charmeleon won. Let's look at the melee battle between Electric Monster and Goli. The Electric Monster, which had points for physical attack and super speed regeneration, suppressed Goli in terms of strength. Moreover, with its desperate fighting style, the Electric Monster kept exchanging injuries for injuries. In the end, Goli lost his ability to fight and fainted. The Electric Monster also won. How can your elves be so strong? The bearded man looked at his two elves who had lost their ability to fight in shock. Hehe, is there a possibility that you are too weak? Xiaofeng certainly couldn't say that he could add points to the elves, so he joked. At this time, the minions who were out on patrol gathered one after another, and the bearded man was confident again. Little ghost, even if you win, you can't run away. I won't let you go. No matter how strong you are, can you fight against many alone? Just surrender, leave Celebi to me. Hehe, they won't let me go. That will have to wait until you get out of jail. Look what that is. Zhaofeng motioned to the bearded man to look behind. The sound of a car engine was heard, and Miss Junsha and a team of police officers quickly arrived in a police car. Miss Junsha released Arcanine and shouted, "Put your hands on your head and squat down." The police officers behind also quickly released Growlithe to control those minions. Zhaofeng touched his chin and smiled at the bearded man. "Sorry, man, I'm calling for help." The bearded man stared at Zhaofeng in disbelief and shouted, "How is this possible? How dare you from Team Rocket call the police?" "Oh, I'm so sorry, I lied to you. I'm not from Team Rocket." Xiaofeng touched his nose and responded. Before the bearded man could continue to say anything, Miss Junsha came forward and detained him on the ground, and then sent him to the police car. "Thank you, little brother, for holding them back for so long. They are all bounty hunters on the black market. You have done a good job, but don't be so impulsive next time. It's better to wait for us." Miss Junsha thanked Zhaofeng. Hehe, okay, Miss Junsha, I will definitely do it next time. Zhaofeng touched his head and said. In fact, Zhaofeng was still confident. After all, he had super speed regeneration. Even if he couldn't beat him, he could still run away. The one in your arms is Celebi, right? How is it? Now Xiaofeng finally had a chance to take a good look at Celebi. Name: Celebi LV50. Number: 251. Attributes: Psychic, Grass. Features: Natural Recovery, return to the team, abnormal status will be cured. Skills: Telekinesis, Self-Regeneration, Healing Bell, Magic Leaf, Mystical Guardian. Race Value: HP, 100. Physical Attack, 100. Physical Defense, 100. Special Attack, 100. Special Defense, 100. Speed, 100. Total, 600. Perhaps sensing Zhaofeng's gaze, Celebi in his arms opened his big blue eyes and looked at Zhaofeng. Thank you for helping me, may I know your name? Celebi thanked through telepathy. You're welcome. This is what I should do. My name is Zhaofeng. Zhaofeng responded. This is telepathy, what a magical feeling. Miss Junsha said with interest. Celebi, how are you? Do you need me to take you to the hospital for treatment? Xiaofeng looked at the injured Celebi. No need, Zhaofeng, I can heal myself. It was because those instruments sucked my energy that I couldn't recover myself. After saying that, Rabbi began to use self-regeneration to recover his strength. Thank you again, Zhaofeng. I am fine now. It is time to go. I have an unfinished mission waiting for me. I cannot stay too long. It is nice to meet you. See you again in the future. Zhaofeng. After recovering, Celebi waved goodbye to Zhaofeng. I am also very happy to meet you, Celebi. We will see each other again in the future. Xiaofeng also waved goodbye. He watched Celebi fly away. He also turned around and prepared to leave. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the mission to save Celebi, and gaining 100 racial points. After sending Celebi away and completing the mission to obtain racial value points, Zhaofeng took the two elves to Nibi City to challenge the Nibi Gym. On the way, Zhaofeng said to the system, Tongzi, help me add 40 points to Charmeleon's physical attack racial value, 20 points to its speed racial value, and 40 points to its electric monster attack racial value. Ding! The points are added successfully. Name: Charmeleon LV31. Physical attack: 64 plus 40. Special attack: 80 plus 40. Speed: 80 plus 60. Total: 405 plus 140. Name: Electric Monster LV28. Physical attack: 63 plus 82. Total: 360 plus 82. Haha, Charmeleon's 3 attributes are over 100 and its speed racial value is 140. and the electric monster has a physical attack racial value of 145, who else is there? Zhaofeng laughed happily. As Zhaofeng and his three companions walked out of the evergreen forest and came to Nibi City, they walked on the streets of Nibi City and saw many stalls on the street. There were rocks of different sizes on the stalls. Zhaofeng took the two little ones to watch curiously. Little brother, do you want to buy some stones? The stones here are the best in the whole city of Nibi. I once opened a fist-sized thunder stone. How about it? Come on, you won't be cheated. Only 1,000 elf coins each, the stall owner tried his best to sell. Let me take a look first. Xiaofeng squatted down and looked at it carefully. After looking for a long time, he muttered, isn't this the same as the stones on the street? In his mind, he asked the system, Tongzi, can you see any difference? There is nothing different, they are all ordinary stones, street goods. Said the system. I said it was just like when we were on the street. Wait, can Tongzi be sure that all the stones here are ordinary? Zhaofeng suddenly noticed the tone of the system's confirmation and asked curiously. Of course, there is no energy fluctuation inside. How can it be good stuff? The system said proudly. Hey, Tongzi, no, brother Tongzi, I have to trouble you for something. My future happy life is in your hands. Please help me see which stones have goods inside. Xiaofeng said flatteringly. The system was full of black lines. If you don't ask me for help, call me Tongzi, and if you ask me for help, call me brother, host, you are so realistic. Hey, brother Tongzi, just tell me whether you will help or not. Xiaofeng said shamelessly. Help. The system replied, but even if I help you, do you have that much money? Don't I have those fire stones? I can exchange them for money and make the interest compound. Hee hee. But before that, brother Tongzi, please help me see if it's worth it. Well, if each is 1,000 yuan, there is still some profit. For example, the stall on your left has 2 energy fluctuations, the stall 10 meters ahead has 1, and several other stalls have both. The stall with the most is the one at the edge. It has large goods and the energy fluctuations are a bit familiar. Really? Then I will go and exchange the fire stone for money now. After saying that, Xiaofeng rushed to the elf shop in Nibi City. Hello, do you sell fossils here? Zhaofeng asked the clerk. Hello, brother, we collect fossils here. We need to inspect the quality first and set the price according to the quality. The general quality is 3,000, 5,000, and the good quality is 1,000, 2,000. Then can you help me see how much these evolution stones are worth? Xiaofeng took out 3 fire stones and 1 water stone from his backpack and handed them to the salesperson. After taking the evolution stone from Xiaofeng, the salesperson looked at it carefully, lowered his head and used an instrument to operate the evolution stone for a while, then raised his head and smiled at Xiaofeng and replied, Sir, your 3 fire stones have been identified as top quality products in terms of color, size, and internal energy saturation, and the price can reach 15,000 each. But this water stone is relatively ordinary, and I can only give you 3,500. What do you think? Really? Then change all of them into elf coins for me. Okay, a total of 48,500 elf coins, please keep them. If you still have evolution stones, you can consider our elf store. No matter how many, we can buy them. We are a chain store with a large demand. We have branches in every city and the price is fair. After confirming that Zhaofeng was willing to sell the evolution stones, the salesperson quickly calculated the price for Zhaofeng and converted them into elf coins, and then advertised his store. Okay, thank you. I'll come back if you need me. Goodbye, maybe we'll meet soon. After taking the elf coin, Zhaofeng said goodbye to the salesperson and walked out of the store. Goodbye, welcome back next time. Xiaofeng left the store and headed straight to the stone market. Brother Tongzi, it's up to you. Well, Xiaofeng ji, go to the stall at the edge first and take the most important one. Let's go, Tongzi said to Xiaofeng proudly. Okay, brother Tongzi. Xiaofeng said flatteringly. Then he walked to the stall at the edge. The stall owner was a middle-aged uncle with a flashy slicked back hair. When the uncle saw Xiaofeng coming, he immediately said enthusiastically, Little brother, take a look. The stones here are all dug out from deep caves. The delivery rate is great. Do you want to have a piece? How much do you sell the stones for? Xiaofeng squatted down and looked at the stones on the stall and asked. Brother, I'll give you a fair price, 2,000 per piece. How about it? 2,000 a piece, so expensive, just now they were only 1,000 over there. You are not looking at me because I am young, are you trying to rip me off? Forget it, I'll go over there and have a look. Xiaofeng heard the uncle's price, got up and wanted to go to other stalls. 1, 2, 3. After getting up and walking away, Xiaofeng silently counted for 3 seconds. Wait, little brother, 1,000 is 1,000, I also see that you are destined to buy it, so I will sell it to you at this price. Come on, take your pick and look at it freely. Seeing Xiaofeng's steps to leave, the stall owner hurriedly called Xiaofeng to stop. Then let me take another look. Xiaofeng whispered. Let's take another look. The uncle nodded vigorously. He squatted again and called the system. Brother Tongzi, it's your turn, which ones do you choose? The most important one is the one with a black stripe in the upper right corner, followed by the one with a red spot in the middle, the one with a yellow stripe in the lower right corner, and the one with moss under you, the system instructed. Okay. After receiving the prompt from the system, Xiaofeng pretended to pick up and put down the stones, and finally picked up 5 stones. He said to the stall owner, that's all. Please pack them for me. Hey, okay little brother, 5,000 elf coins. The boss showed a happy expression, as if he had met a fat sheep, and quickly wrapped up the stone and handed it to Xiaofeng, as if he was afraid of regretting it. He took the wrapped stone and handed it to the 2 children, paid the elf coins to the uncle, and continued to go to other stalls. The stall owner behind him muttered, a small profit of 4,500. After that, every time he went to a stall with goods, Xiaofeng bought stones at the price of 1,000 elf coins each. In the end, he spent a total of 31,000 elf coins to get 31 stones. Brother Tongzi, can you tell what is inside these stones? Except for the one with black lines, the others have similar energies to the evolution stone. The black one needs to be opened to see. Okay, Brother Tongzi. Xiaofeng divided the stones into many bags and went to more than 10 professional stone cutting shops. Each stone cost 100 yuan for cutting. A total of 3,100 yuan was spent to cut all the stones. There were 30 evolution stones in total, mostly fire and water attributes, including a moon stone, a grass stone, and the last one was actually a mega evolution stone. Brother Tongzi, mega evolution stone. Do you know what kind of elf evolution stone it is? Xiaofeng asked the system happily. If nothing goes wrong, it's Zhang Gui's. The system replied. Gengar's. Then I have to keep it well. My future team is short of a ghost-type Pokémon. If I capture a Gengar Pokémon, I can use it. Xiaofeng happily put Gengar's evolution stone into his backpack. Then he took a large bag of evolution stones and the 2 little ones to the Pokémon store. Xiaofeng was greeted by the same salesperson. When he opened the package, his eyes were dazzled. He saw 30 evolution stones of different sizes piled up together, flashing with halos. Here, sir, are these all what you want to sell? The salesperson asked uncertainly. Yes, didn't I say before that we would see each other soon? Xiaofeng said with a smile. I didn't expect it to be so fast. Please wait a moment, distinguished guest. I will identify them for you right now. After saying that, he immediately began to use the instrument to identify all the evolution stones. After a while, he looked up and smiled at Xiaofeng, saying, Guest, your evolution stones have been detected. There are 22 of the best quality and 8 of the average quality. The best ones are still 15,000 each, and the average ones are 3,500, a total of 358,000 elf coins. What do you think? Well, no problem. That's it. Xiaofeng responded. Okay, since the amount is large, please show me your bank card number and I will pay by transfer. Soon after, Xiaofeng bound his bank card number to the picture book sounded that a transfer was received. Not bad. Xiaofeng nodded with satisfaction after receiving the transfer and asked the clerk, do you have skill learning machines for sale? Yes, please follow me. The salesperson heard Xiaofeng's need again and hurriedly said. After a while, the salesperson took Xiaofeng to the second floor of the store and introduced, this is the skill learning machine product area of our store. You can see if you need anything. Each skill learning machine comes with instructions for use, and the operation is simple and easy to understand. Zhao Feng looked at them one by one and saw several skill machines he wanted to buy, namely, Iron Tail 10,000, Hold 30,000, Tile Splitting 10,000, Shadow Clone 20,000, Lightning Flash 10,000. Looking at the prices of the learning machines, Zhao Feng was silent for a long time. What's the matter, customer? Do you like anything? The salesperson asked when Zhao Feng didn't say anything. Finally, Zhao Feng made up his mind and said, well, it's nothing. Please help me hold 2 of them. 2 shadow clones, 1 iron tail, 1 tile splitting, and 1 lightning flash. Okay, customer, wait a moment. The salesperson happily went to help Zhao Feng take out the learning machine. Then he took Zhao Feng to the cashier and said, 130,000 elf coins. Zhao Feng paid the bill tremblingly, walked out of the store, looked at the sun in the sky, and was speechless for a long time. Tongzi, 1/3 of it is gone before it's even warmed up. Zhao Feng stared at the sky absent-mindedly. Charmeleon, Electric, you two have to fight for me in the gym match. Xiao Feng said to the 2 little ones earnestly. Roar, beep, guard the 2 little ones and the shadow clone, 1 elf each, and give the others to the Charmeleon. This makes the 2 little ones' skills greatly updated. Fire Dinosaur LV31. Skills. Hold, Lightning Flash, Shadow Clone, Iron Tail, Tile Splitting, Flame Jet, Flame Fang, Smoke Screen, Split, Shout. Electric Monster LV28. Skills. Guard, Shadow Clone, Lightning Flash, Electric Shock, Charge, Tile Break, Inherited. The day passed quickly, and early the next morning, Zhao Feng took the 2 little ones to the Nibi gym. Hello, is anyone there? I'm here to challenge the gym. Xiao Feng shouted while standing at the gym entrance. Suddenly, the door opened automatically from the inside. Xiao Feng walked in and looked at the dark surroundings, feeling helpless. Is it necessary to be so mysterious and have such an atmosphere? Suddenly, the light from the top of the head illuminated the entire gym. A squinting-eyed man was sitting cross-legged on a high platform. Telekinesis, Nibi Gym Leader, Xiao Gang. Are you the challenger? My name is Xiaogang. The gym match uses 2 Pokémons. The match ends when one of the Pokémons loses all their combat capabilities. Are you ready, challenger? Xiaogang stood up and announced the rules of the challenge. I'm ready, Gym Leader Xiaogang, you can call me Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng nodded. At this time, a referee holding a flag came out and said, now, challenger Zhao Feng challenges Nibi Gym Leader Xiaogang, and the competition officially begins. Okay, then this is my first Pokémon. Come out, Geodude. Gon took out a Pokeball from his waist and threw it toward the competition venue. Then he said, the challenger attacks first. Name, Small Geode LV15. Then I won't be polite, go ahead, Electric Monster. Xiao Feng sent the electric monster next to him to the field. Beep beep. The electric monster moved forward, shaking its arms. Electric monster, use the tile to kill it. The electric monster received the order and quickly rushed towards the Geodude. Before the Geodude could react, it used the tile to hit the top of the Geodude. With a loud bang, dust flew up everywhere. The Geodude was knocked to the ground by the electric monster, half of its body was stuck in the ground, and it lost its ability to fight. The gym leader's Pokémon has lost its ability to fight. Please change your Pokémon. The referee announced. Come back, Geodude. Gon looked at Feng deeply, used the Pokeball to retrieve Geodude. Then he threw another Pokeball. Come out, Onyx. Name, Rock Snake LV18. May I ask if the challenger Zhao Feng would like to exchange elves? The referee looked at Zhao Feng and asked. No need to change it, Zhao Feng replied. Electric monster, keep fighting. With a flash of lightning, he jumped onto Onyx and used the claymore on its head. The electric monster received the order and quickly used a flash of lightning to speed up, jumped onto Onyx's body, and ran towards its head. Not good. Onyx, throw it off, Xiaogang ordered quickly. After receiving the order, Onyx kept shaking its body, trying to throw the electric monster off. But the electric monster was too powerful, and its claws were extremely sharp. It penetrated deep into Onyx's rock body, tightly grasped Onyx, and then used its claws to climb up and reach the top of its head. Electric monster, put an end to it, split the tiles. The electric monster on Onyx received the order, grabbed Onyx's head, and attacked Onyx with a split tile. Onyx's head was deeply sunken, and its eyes rolled up. It fell to the ground with a bang, losing its ability to fight. The electric monster jumped off Onyx and returned to Zhaofeng. All the gym leaders lost their ability to fight, and the challenger Zhaofeng won. The gym competition challenge was successful. The referee watched Onyx lose its ability to fight and announced the final result. You are very strong, Zhaofeng, this is what you deserve, the rock badge. Zhaofeng took back Onyx and walked to Zhaofeng, handing Zhaofeng a gray stone-like badge and exclaimed. After taking the badge and winning, Zhaofeng looked at Xiaogang seriously and said, I wonder if Gym Master Xiaogang can let me have the honor of witnessing a real gym challenge, rather than this novice mode competition. My old man told me that each gym has 2 challenge modes, one is the novice mode, the purpose of which is to select outstanding novice trainers, and the other is the main challenge mode. The first echelon of Pokémons who challenge the gym master. Who are your elders? Xiaogang asked curiously. My grandfather is Professor Oak. Xiaofeng replied. In this case, I will not say anything. I accept your challenge. Then, let me confirm again. Challenger Zhaofeng, are you sure you want to start the Nibi Gym Challenge? Confirmed, Xiaofeng replied. Okay, referee, I'll trouble you again. Xiaogang said to the referee. After both sides stood back on the sides of the field. Now begins the main competition mode of the Nibi Gym Challenge. 2 Pokémon are available. The challenger Zhaofeng has the priority to attack. The game begins. Please send out the Pokémon first. It's been a while since we started the real game mode. Let's fight with all our might. Go, Iron Rhino. Xiaogang took out another Pokeball from his waist and threw it towards the battlefield. Name: Armored Rhino LV35. Number: 111. Attribute: Ground Rock. Features: Hard Head. HP will not be reduced when using moves with counter damage. Skills: Rock Blast, Horn Slam, Stomp, Magnitude. Race Value: HP, 80. Physical Attack, 85. Physical Defense, 95. Special Attack, 30. Special Defense, 30. Speed, 25. Total, 345. Electric Shock Monster, go ahead, this is a rare opponent. Xiaofeng gestured to the electric shock monster. Beep, beep, beep. The electric monster said loudly. Electric monster, use your shadow clones to approach the armored rhinoceros, Xiaofeng ordered the electric monster. The electric monster in the field split into several clones, which kept approaching the armored rhinoceros. Iron Rhino, use magnitude to destroy the shadow clones. Xiaogang ordered the Iron Rhino as he watched the electric monster approach. The Iron Rhino raised its feet high and dropped suddenly. Invisible waves centered on it and headed towards the electric monster. Soon, several clones of the electric monster were destroyed. Electric monster, jump up and use tile splitting. Just when the clones of the electric monster were about to be destroyed, Zhaofeng's command arrived in time. One of the multiple electric monster clones jumped out, and the other clones were destroyed by the magnitude. The electric monster jumped up and fell from a high altitude. With a silver-white light in its hands, it swung at the armored rhinoceros at a high speed and finally landed on the armored rhinoceros. With a roar, the armored rhinoceros, limbs bent into a huge arc, with a painful expression. Even if it was hit by 4 times the damage of fighting, it was not knocked down. Iron Rhino, hold on, fight back, use your horn to knock it out. Xiaogang shouted loudly. The Iron Rhino received the order and, with great perseverance, used its horn to knock the electric monster several meters away. The electric monster landed on the ground and pushed its feet backwards, leaving a trail. Electric shock monster, are you okay? Xiaofeng shouted. Beep. The battle is not over yet, the opponent is very tenacious, haha. This is what makes it interesting. Iron Rhino, use Rock Blast. Xiaogang's voice sounded, and the Iron Rhino gathered many sharp rocks around its body and shot them towards the electric monster. The electric shock monster dodged the lightning and continued to charge towards the armored rhinoceros, and finally used the tile-splitting skill. In this way, relying on the recovery power of super speed regeneration, the electric shock monster was knocked away again and then rushed to the armored rhinoceros again and again to use the tile-splitting skill, like a fearless warrior, constantly charging, and finally the armored rhinoceros fell at the feet of the electric shock monster. Beep, Beep, beep. The electric monster raised its hands to celebrate its victory. Well done, electric monster. Xiaofeng gave the electric monster a thumbs up. Your electric monster is well cultivated, Zhaofeng, how are you going to deal with it next? Go, Boscadora. Name, Boscadora LV43. Number, 306. Attributes, rock, steel. Features, strong, won't be killed instantly. Skills, destruction ray, headbutt, slam, harden, metal claw, iron tail, hold. Race value, HP, 70. Physical attack, 110. Physical defense, 180. Special attack, 60. Special defense, 60. Speed, 50. Total, 530. Charmeleon, use jet flames. Xiaofeng gave the order first, and Charmeleon, who received the order, condensed blazing flames in his mouth and headed towards Boscadora. Boscadora, use hold, Xiaogang hurriedly commanded. Before Charmeleon's terrifying flames hit Boscadora, a yellow circular protective shield formed around it. The flames of Charmeleon were blocked, and no one could get close to it. Since long-range attacks don't work, then close combat. The Charmeleon flashed with lightning and kept changing its position around Boscadora. After receiving the order, the Charmeleon left a trail of afterimages behind it, constantly circling Boscadora. With Boscadora's speed, how could it see the Charmeleon's trajectory clearly? It kept turning around in a hurry, trying to find the Charmeleon's specific location. Right now, Charmeleon went behind Boscadora and used Iron Tail, then jumped behind it and used Flame Fang. Charmeleon quickly appeared behind Boscadora and used Iron Tail to attack Boscadora's kidney. With a bang, Boscadora stumbled forward. Boscadora covered his kidney, and before he could stand firm, he felt a pain in his neck. Charmeleon's mouth was burning with fire, and its sharp teeth pierced into his neck. Boscadora howled in pain. Boscadora, throw it down quickly and use the metal claws to attack it. Boscadora, who was in pain, heard Xiaogang's order, and it was like grabbing a life-saving straw. He kept shaking his body violently, and finally threw Charmeleon off his body, and kept using the metal claws to attack Charmeleon. But Charmeleon quickly dodged sideways. Charmeleon kept adjusting its position during the attack, and distanced itself from Boscadora. Zhaofeng's order came from behind. Well done, Charmeleon, then use the jet of flames. Boscadora, use destruction ray. Xiaogang saw Charmeleon was about to use flame spray again. Since he might fail to defend the second time, he gave up and used destruction ray. In the air, red and yellow beams of light merged into a sphere, which exploded instantly, and huge smoke filled the entire venue. Charmeleon, Boscadora is unable to move due to the aftereffects of the destruction of the death ray. Rush into the smoke to find Boscadora's location and use the tile splitting. Roar. After receiving the order, Charmeleon rushed into the smoke and dust, found Boscadora, and knocked Boscadora away with a tile-splitting move. Boscadora, stand up quickly and use the destruction death ray. Xiaogang shouted anxiously as he saw Boscadora gradually able to move. Boscadora, who received Xiaogang's order, barely supported himself on the ground with both hands, and gathered the yellow power in his mouth, intending to launch the destruction death ray at Charmeleon. It's a dying struggle. Charmeleon, hold on. Then give it the last jet of flame. Xiaofeng issued the final order. Charmeleon, with a yellow shield in front of him, blocked Boscadora's destructive death ray, and then a flame flashed in his mouth, and the jet of flame hit Boscadora, who was unable to move. The raging flames wrapped around Boscadora, and when the flames dissipated, Boscadora fell into a dark circle, his eyes were full of circles, and he lost his ability to fight. Boscadora can't fight, so the winner is the challenger Zhaofeng. The referee saw Boscadora fall to the ground, so he raised the flag and said, "Huh." Xiaofeng let out a long sigh of relief. Fire dinosaur, we win. Roar. The Charmeleon responded loudly, spitting out flames above its head. Zhaofeng, it was such an exciting battle. I lost. The young people nowadays are incredible. Ha ha. Xiaogang came over and touched his head with a smile. The battle with gym leader Xiaogang's Boscadora and Rhino was very enjoyable. Zhaofeng responded with a smile. Yes, I haven't fought so seriously for a long time. By the way, this is the badge for winning the gym challenge. Please keep it. Xiao Gang sighed, and then handed Xiao Feng a badge similar to the previous rock badge. The difference is that this badge is surrounded by a circle of silver-white matte material, and the badge material in the middle is of higher quality and more finely polished than before. Thank you, Master Xiaogang. I will be honored to receive your gift. Zhao Feng took the badge and carefully put it in his backpack. This kind of badge, every time you go to a gym, if you want to challenge the competition mode, as long as you show this type of badge, other gyms cannot refuse your challenge. The same is true for other gym competition badges. Of course, as long as the gym owner agrees, even if you don't have this type of badge, you can still challenge, just like our battle. Xiao Gang explained the role of this badge in detail. Okay, I will keep it safe. Xiao Feng nodded seriously. By the way, what are your plans for the future? Seeing Zhao Feng's serious attitude, Xiaogang asked. Of course, I will collect 8 badges and participate in the Quartz League competition. Xiao Feng said without hesitation. Then I wish you good luck. Xiao Gang wished. Thank you. Goodbye then, Master Xiaogang. See you again if we are lucky enough. Goodbye. Zhao Feng said goodbye to Xiaogang and walked out of the gym with the 2 little ones. At this time, the system's voice sounded. Ding! Complete the task to obtain the rock badge, be rewarded with 40 racial points, and get a skill lottery. Do you want to start the lottery? It's harvest time, Tongzi, let me draw the lottery. After hearing that the reward has been received, Zhao Feng immediately chose to draw the lottery. Ding! Get the skill Vajra Indestructible. Skill Introduction, invulnerable to swords and guns, invulnerable to all kinds of attacks, immune to negative status. Brother Tongzi, do you want me to stack the thickest armor? And immune to negative status, this ability is very useful. It means that Charmeleons will not be affected by other disgusting abilities in the future, just rush ahead. Zhao Feng said excitedly when he heard the new ability. Quick, Tongzi, give Charmeleon and me the ability to be indestructible, and add 40 points to Charmeleon's special attack racial value. Ding! The points were added successfully, please check the host. Name: Charmeleon LV32. New skill: Indestructible. Physical attack: 64 plus 40. Special attack: 80 plus 80. Speed: 80 plus 40. Total: 405 plus 180. Name: Electric Monster LV29. New skill: Indestructible. Physical attack: 63 plus 82. Total: 360 plus 82. Wow, Charmeleon can almost be regarded as a mythical beast in the skin of an ordinary elf. The racial value is only 15 points away from 600. When it evolves into Charizard, it will take off on the spot. The electric monster is about to evolve. After sighing, Zhao Feng took the 2 little ones to the Pokémon Center to celebrate the victory of the gym challenge. Soon, the 2 little ones and Zhao Feng were drowned in rich and diverse, fragrant food. After Zhao Feng and Charmeleon had enough to eat and drink, they returned to their room and had a good sleep. The next morning, Zhao Feng, dressed neatly, walked out of the Pokémon Center with Charmeleon and the other Pokémon. A boy wearing a red and white cap, a blue jacket, and light blue jeans ran towards them. Zhao Feng bumped into him and then sat down on the ground. It hurts, I'm sorry, I bumped into you. The boy stood up quickly, rubbed his butt and vowed to apologize. It's you, Xiao Ji, you're still so clumsy. Zhao Feng looked at the boy helplessly. Ah, it's Brother Zhao Feng, why are you here? Xiao Ji looked up and saw that it was an acquaintance and asked. Before you ask me, shouldn't you first tell me why you are in such a hurry? I am here because I finished the gym match yesterday and I am going to continue my journey today. Xiaofengwu.jpg. What? Brother Zhao Feng, did you succeed in the challenge? I plan to come to the Pokémon Center to rest today, and then go to the gym to challenge it. Of course it worked. Otherwise, why would I continue to travel? Before Xiaoji could continue to say anything, a girl with yellow hair suddenly ran over from a distance, holding a yellow-haired elf in her arms, and the girl ran and shouted. Xiaoji, wait for me, why are you running so fast? The girl and Pikachu came to Xiaoji and complained to him. Sorry, Xiaoxia, I was just thinking about challenging the gym soon. Xiaoji apologized to Xiaoxia and introduced Zhao Feng. Brother Zhao Feng, this is Xiaoxia and Pikachu, they are my current traveling companions. Hello, my name is Zhaofeng, Xiaoji and I are from the same town. Nice to meet you. Xiaoji, I am sorry to bother you. Zhaofeng introduced himself with a smile. No trouble, no trouble, hello, my name is Xiaoxia, nice to meet you. Xiaoxia responded quickly. Brother Zhaofeng, are this Charmeleon and the electric monster next to it your Pokémon? Xiaoji asked, looking at the Pokémon next to Zhaofeng. Yes, they are all my elves. The Charmeleon is from Grandpa Damu, and the electric monster is captured during the trip. Xiaofeng introduced the two little ones. Brother Zhaofeng relied on them to win the gym tournament, so if I defeat them, does that mean I can successfully challenge the gym tournament? Xiaoji thought as he looked at the two Pokémon. Suddenly, Xiaoji invited Zhaofeng to a battle. Brother Zhaofeng, let's fight. Oh, you want to fight me? Xiaofeng looked at Xiaoji and asked in confusion. The main reason was that Xiaoji had not grown up yet, and fighting him was meaningless. Xiaofeng was about to refuse when suddenly the system's voice came. Ding! A temporary task is triggered. Let the son of the plane experience the beating of society. The task rewards 80 racial points. Xiaoji, I accept your challenge. Zhaofeng touched his nose. A full 80 racial value points. The law of true fragrance came late. There is no way, I'm sorry Xiaoji. Really, brother Zhaofeng. Okay, let's go to the open space over there to fight. Xiaoji said happily when he heard Zhaofeng agreed. At this time, Xiaoxia approached Xiaoji and whispered, Xiaoji, are you sure you want to challenge brother Zhaofeng? Its Pokémon looks very high level. Of course, I will win, because I have 3 Pokémons, while Zhaofeng has only 2. Xiaoji felt that he had the advantage. When they arrived at the open space, Zhaofeng said to Charmeleon, go ahead, Charmeleon, let Xiaoji suffer a little, and he won't be so impulsive in the future. Xiaoji, I'll send out Charmeleon. Charmeleon. Then I've decided that it's you, Butterfree. Facing Charmeleon, Xiaoji sent out Butterfree, the final evolution. Name. Butterfree LV16. Skills. Paralysis Powder, Hypnotic Powder, Poison Powder, Wind. Xiaoji, how could you send Butterfree? Don't you know Butterfree is restrained by Fire-type Pokémon? Xiaoxia covered her face with one hand and said to Xiaoji speechlessly. I will win, my Butterfree is really strong, attributes are not the conditions for victory. Xiaoji didn't care, and said with an expression that my Butterfree is really strong. Ah, that's right, Xiaoji. Zhaofeng chuckled, then said to Xiaoji with a serious expression, well, Xiaoji, I will teach you. Sometimes attributes don't necessarily mean anything, but that's only after your Pokémon becomes stronger and the attack range of your skills is expanded. You haven't reached that point yet. You go first, Xiaoji. Then I won't be polite. Brother Zhaofeng, Butterfree use Paralysis Powder. After receiving the order, Butterfree flapped its wings quickly, and the crystal powder floated from its wings towards Charmeleon. Charmeleon sprays flames. After receiving the order, Charmeleon sprayed flames from its mouth, shooting straight at Butterfree. Butterfree didn't even have a chance to react before being hit by the flames, and fell from the air to the ground with its body covered in black. How could Zhaofeng's Charmeleon's flame jet be so powerful? Xiaoxia on the side exclaimed, and looked at Xiaoji with some concern. Butterfree. How are you, Butterfree? Seeing Butterfree's body covered in black, Xiaoji hurried over to check Butterfree's injuries, and then quickly put it back into the Pokeball. Xiaoji, who are you going to send out next? I hope you can reflect on this after this battle. Attribute restraint is extremely important to newcomers to a certain extent. Don't let your Pokemon get hurt because of your ignorance. Zhaofeng looked at Xiaoji in the field and sighed. Xiaoji, who took back Butterfree, threw a Pokeball from his waist. It's decided to be you, Pidgeot. Name. Pidgeot LV18. Skills. Lightning Flash, Wind, Tornado, Sand Throwing. Watching Xiaoji release the Pokemon, Zhaofeng's words reached Xiaoji's ears. You still attack first, Xiaoji. Xiaoji seriously commanded Pidgeot, Pidgeot, use Tornado. After Xiaoji started to attack, Zhaofeng immediately issued a battle order to Charmeleon. Charmeleon, with a flash of lightning, jump up and use Tile Break. The moment Zhaofeng gave the order, Charmeleon rushed up at an extremely fast speed and jumped up with both feet. With a bang, Pidgeot was smashed to the ground from a high altitude by Charmeleon, splashing dust all over the ground. When the dust settled, Pidgeot's eyes were circled and it lost its ability to fight. Looking at the injured Pidgeot lying on the ground, Xiaoji clenched his hands tightly and looked down at the ground. A feeling of powerlessness surged into his heart, and then he raised his hand tremblingly to take back Pidgeot. Xiaoji hesitated for a long time, not knowing whether he should continue the challenge. At this moment, Pikachu on the side ran to Xiaoji, pulled Xiaoji's trouser leg, and whispered, "Pikachu, Pikachu. Are you comforting me? Sorry, Pikachu, I made you worry. I will finish this battle." Xiaoji squatted down and touched Pikachu's head. "Then it's up to you now." Xiaoji and Pikachu looked at each other. Pikachu was sent to fight Charmeleon. Name: Pikachu LV24. Number: 25. Attribute: Electricity. Characteristics: Static electricity. Hidden characteristic 1. Actor: every time you arrive at a new region, your alliance strength is sealed to the novice stage. Hidden characteristic 2. Encounter of divine beasts. When you encounter a divine beast, your level will be unlocked, and all your racial values will be increased by 2.5 times the original. Skills: 100,000 volts, lightning flash, electric shock, thunder, sealed state, not yet fully mastered. Race value: HP, 35. Physical attack, 55. Physical defense, 40. Special attack, 50. Special defense, 50. Speed, 90. Total, 320. Introduction: a natural actor, with superb comprehension ability, can easily comprehend skills that should not be comprehended at this level. For example, 100,000 volts. The elves belonging to the son of the plane will be stronger when encountering a divine beast. Is this the value of Xiaoji's Pikachu? Fortunately, my Charmeleon and the others are not legendary beasts, otherwise it would be very difficult to deal with Pikachu when it explodes. Before the level was reached, it was probably because the photographer, Wind King, gave Pikachu a buff nearby, so that a 100,000 volt shot could directly knock down the group of chasing Spearows, and directly reach level 20, so terrifying. Looking at Pikachu's panel, Zhaofeng took a breath and murmured. Just when Zhaofeng finished sighing at Pikachu's panel, Xiaoji on the opposite side launched an attack. Pikachu, 100,000 volts. Charmeleon uses Shadow Clone. As Xiaoji launched the attack, the battle began again. After Zhaofeng gave the order, Charmeleon created dozens of Shadow Clone, but the 100,000 volts only destroyed one of the clones. What a pity, Xiaoji, fate is on my side. Your Pikachu's hidden features are useless against my Charmeleon. Zhaofeng whispered softly, and then commanded, "Charmeleon, rush up and use Tile Break." Then Charmeleon was seen running quickly towards Pikachu, and in the blink of an eye it was in front of Pikachu, and then Tile Break hit Pikachu. Pikachu flew backwards and lost its ability to fight. After Pikachu fell to the ground, Xiaoji stepped forward and picked up Pikachu, and Xiaoji breathed a sigh of relief. Lost. Xiaoji, are you okay? Xiaoxia ran over and asked Xiaoji with concern. Haha, I'm fine. Xiaoji smiled bitterly, but there was still a hint of disappointment in his eyes. Okay, Xiaoji hopes you can learn from this experience and don't let your Pokémon suffer because of your own fault. A battle cannot be won by momentum alone. Take your Pokémon to get treatment. We will fight again at the Quartz League tournament. Don't let me down then. Zhaofeng also came over and promised Xiaoji that they would fight again later. Xiaoji looked at Zhaofeng solemnly. Okay, Zhaofeng, I will get the badge and fight again at the Quartz tournament. Goodbye, Xiaoji. By the way, I have a piece of advice for you. The Nibi gym leader is very strong. Don't be fooled by his appearance. It's best for your Pikachu to find a way to restrain the rock type, such as letting your Pikachu learn restraining skills such as Iron Tail. After saying that, Zhaofeng waved his hand and walked away with the two Pokémons. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the task and obtaining 80 racial points. Tongzi, add 40 points to Charmeleon's special attack racial value and Electric Monster's physical attack racial value respectively. Xiaofeng, who is not far away, arrange the racial value points obtained this time to the system. Okay host, ding, the points have been added successfully, the panel has been updated, please check. Name, Charmeleon LV32. Attack, 64 plus 80. Special attack, 80 plus 80. Speed, 80 plus 40. Total 405 plus 200. Name Electric Monster LV29. Physical attack 63 plus 122. Total 360 plus 122. Charmeleon is set as a hexagonal warrior, and the electric monster is positioned as a physical attack. The electric monster is about to evolve, so it's time to prepare materials for it. I have to find a way to get the power amplifier, so I should ask the old man if he can get it. Xiao Feng touched his chin and thought. Thanks for watching.